Yeah. And one thing, Pete, from the very beginning when 20x was announced, it seemed like you were very careful to point out, like, the only path to an ATO currently is still the path that's always been there, the Rev 5, FedRAMP path. And so, Karen, to your point, we've run into a similar thing where we have a lot of clients coming in saying, like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna do 20x now, that'll be fine, I'll just start it low and I'll work my way up. And we spend a lot of time teaching them the difference between a FedRAMP authorization and ATO, how the levels work, all those different kind of things. So from an advisory perspective, like what's been the good and the bad of 20x so far? Because there is both, right? And I think we see it from the Parampi side as well. But what's been some of the good stuff about it, and what's been some of the challenges?
Yeah, I mean, I
I
think
appreciate, first of all, that you
oh, go ahead,
you
please.
oh, sorry, was that directed at me or Karen?
I thought it was you, but you go ahead because your perspective is probably gonna inform, what I end up saying, so go ahead.
Uh, I was gonna say, I appreciate you making a difference between an ATO and an authorization. FedRAMP does not do ATOs. There's no such thing as a FedRAMP ATO, and this matters. This really, really, really matters, because what an authorization does, when you get a FedRAMP authorization, it means that you have the information available in a consumable form that an agency can use to make an assessment to determine if they want to issue an ATO for the use of your product. But more importantly than that, bluntly, honestly, far more important than that is that it means that you have created a set of controls and requirements and responsibilities that a potential customer can look at to understand, from an agency perspective, what am I responsible for as an agency with my security if I use this system, and what is the cloud service provider handling, and make that use case. Without that part of the authorization package, you just have to do individual architectures and implementations for every agency, and it's just a nightmare. So FedRAMP authorization gives you both, right? It helps the agency know straight up what their responsibilities are for configuring and using you, and gives them that immediate information so they can make an assessment, bypass a whole bunch of months of study, and get you your ATO. Um, as far as 20x, it's I want to just be very clear that it is too early to be worried about a lot of feedback on 20x. Just super bluntly, right? Like, we are delivering this at speed. It was announced 3 months ago. The whole point is to prove it. And so when we look at feedback, when we look at, how it's working, what's going on, et cetera, it is not about saying, is this working right? Is this doing what we want in the way that we want it, as much as it is just constantly saying, can it work? Can it turn into a thing? And I think that what we've proven over the last 3 months is that it can be a thing. So now it's a matter of, okay, now that we know it can be a thing, now that we've seen companies do it, we've seen them develop the systems and capabilities to do it, how do we turn this into a thing that can actually roll forward and gain momentum? How do we make sure that we actually add in validation? Right now, most of the 3 PAOs are reviewing point in time artifacts still. It's still a point in time test. At some point, we need this to be continuous validation. So how do we build that? So the feedback process is basically just continuous and always happening, and it's just going on forever. And the feedback that we have right now, the primary feedback that we're operating off of, is that this can work, this can be successful, and we need to keep investing and pushing and going hard on it. And that's where we're going to focus our efforts.